With the modern age we are in, and the rate at which we're moving forward, there is one thing that is key to our success in the future: creativity. But what even is creativity? What does it mean? Am I creative? Are you creative? Creativity has so many different types that the concept itself is hard to grasp at times. But to start simply, the definition. Creativity is the use of original ideas or imagination. Of course, this can really mean as many different things as there are people, but at its core, there is individuality and expression. And there are so many different ways to express it. First, there's art. Art can be anything from the Mona Lisa to a doodle drawn in the margin of chemistry notes. Art could even be a color choice. You may have noticed that all of my slides are purple. That's because purple is the color of creativity. But creativity in art is a pure form of expression. Art is an intuitive skill, but it can only be grown if it's nurtured. This requires starting with young children. Not expanding their knowledge on creative means can close them off to opportunities they never even knew that they had. People can take from art that you don't only have to express yourself verbally. And then there's music. Creativity can also be found in music. Playing an instrument is actually one of the few activities that engages all parts of the brain. A Stanford study shows that playing an instrument involves parts of the brain which we use for paying attention, making predictions, and updating events in our memory. Music is a way for children to learn to think outside of the box and to express themselves non-verbally. Of course, there's other forms of fine arts. There's dance, theater, I could go on. But creativity even extends that. Creativity can be found in more unexpected places. One key example of this is math. Math may be seen as a mundane subject to some of you, but so much creativity is generated through it. With skills learned early on, like graphing, people can go on to make graphic drawings. In fact, Desmos, the online graphing website, holds a contest where participants can enter drawings that they've made themselves. And with things that could be seen boring as angles, interesting shapes are made, like the Pascal's triangle, the Penrose triangle, and even the octocube. But when we see math, we can see with creativity that it even goes farther. Creativity can be found in places that aren't only unexpected, but are also currently relevant. Take technology. It's a perfect example. Technology is something that we use every day, from our car in the morning when you get to school, to a pen that you use to write down your notes, or even something that I'm sure we can all admit that we use a bit too much, our cell phones. But technology has so much creativity in it, from Snapchat filters to digital art. It can go in so many different places. But technology is the devices and innovations that are taking us into the next generation. Young minds are shaping the future. New technologies such as drones are expanding the very opportunity that we have to be creative. But creativity even extends technology. To find creativity, we can look at the very building block of communication: words. In English, an onomatopoeia is a human's interpretation of a foreign sound. These onomatopoeias then go on to make up the framework of poetry. Poetry is expressing emotion by tailoring words together, which surely takes creativity. But of course, not everyone here at St. Thomas is native to English. In fact, so many of them may find a freedom of expression in their own language because they know it best. When I think of creativity in language, a Spanish saying comes to mind: El que con lobos anda, aullar aprende. Literally speaking, this means he who walks with wolves learns to howl. But what does that even mean? In Spanish, this warns of the dangers of following the crowd and of acquiring the habits of those who you surround yourself with. This expression, and others like it, took creativity to even make up. But we can take this expression and look at the complexities that arise with creativity. Not everyone wants to be creative. Why? Because it's hard. Going against the grain is difficult. Art takes time to plan, music takes time to practice, and even those graphic drawings took time to make. Creativity. Creativity lies within each and every one of you, and it can be harnessed by each and every one of you. No matter if it's how you say hello, or how you sign your name, or the socks you wore to school today. Each and every one of you is creative. Creativity can simply be a commentary of the world around you, or creativity can be a change agent. What does it even mean? Creativity is something that is alive within each and every one of you that you can take and you can use every day. Be creative. See what happens.